Start it. There we go.
So, Nelson and
you?
Tisa, I'm
So-
gonna try to be quick here. I need to go to the toilet, so I need to go first. I think, yeah, I already told you about this box. First this, but also, yeah, it's very hard to like hold main now. Like the only real option is to play here, and then it's really like I love this edition because it enables you to actually fall back way more often. But this box is probably in the wrong spot, because like this gap is so small that like 9 out of 10 times, unless you're maybe if you're playing against a good offer, then it's gonna be different. But most of the time, you're just gonna like be able to do this and then you're safe. So yeah, it's very hard to hold this. Then this. Yeah, I mean, I think just both of it just kind of made B-side very hard to play this version. I think this being like the super difficult choke point to hold is kind of okay. I would still like seeing this nerfed, to be honest. I mean, I would still like to see this be out of wood. But it's just still like such a valid strategy to just like if the CT smoke this, it is still just such a valid strategy to just try cause chaos by smoking like doing another smoke damage and just like chilling somewhere in the smoke. And because you can like go behind this wall, it's pretty safe even to do. And I did that like once on CT while flanking and once on T while pushing, and it's very strong. And I don't think it's very fun to play against. Visibility here is terrible. This angle is a doozy to play against like someone with the red skin.
Yeah, I should have a light.
Maybe make it like low, so it's only like the feet, and then put a light behind it so you can see the rest. Yeah, but apart from that, I still like the map a lot. It felt pretty T-sided, but then again, that was only really the first game, and I think once we on CT side used lots more util and tried to play more passive, it was kind of more balanced, and the other team just pushed everywhere on CT side, and that worked out very well. So I think you just need to take from that what you will, and see how you want to maybe adjust the balance a bit. But I think overall it's yeah, very fun to play. So
One thing I particularly want to ask about is the railings on balcony. Do you like it?
yeah, I would just remove them. Like it makes it obviously makes more sense, but it's just it gets in the way of gunfights a lot actually because of the height difference. And then if somebody like crouches back here, it's just unnecessary, I think. Like it's not like the railing is like important for movement at all or something like that.
Yeah,
It's not
I
like you
did it
have to
there.
have it there so people can't jump up or anything like that. So.
Yeah, just to reduce the speed of cities because earlier they were able to push until the B shot area. So now it just blocks them from, jumping further ahead.
Oh, you mean they have to do this, and that is slower
Yeah.
than just running off, or what?
Sort of,
I don't
because
think it's slower.
if you don't,
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't actually change the speed.
I mean, you cannot directly jump on the box above, right? Where you have the plank.
Yes, but does that make it faster?
Oh, you
Oh,
mean
you can.
wait? Do you mean they could just jump on here and then here, or what?
That too. I mean, they just reach the side pretty quickly, so
You can still do that, yeah.
You can still do that.
Like,
you can.
like
Yeah, you
this.
can probably just bunny hop
Oh,
off the
you
railing.
blocked me, but
Yeah, you can just bunny hop off the railing, so that doesn't really change anything.
yeah,
That's true.
it's not actually changing timings.
I'll remove that then.
Yeah, I think it clutters for no reason. One quick last thing. Yeah, no, I think that's everything I have. Pretty cool. Yeah, fun map.
Cheers.
Next.
Anyone with quick feedback?
Can I go
Yeah.
next?
I
Mine's
have a
pretty fast.
feedback.
Let's go.
Sorry.
Yeah, Dragon.
Yeah, let Dragon go.
Alright.
Okay, so I like the map, and to be honest, I have nothing to say about it. I just like it, and the only thing I would change is add some connections between A and B, because you either go from B to A through the CT side or through the T side. Yes, that's it.
Fair. Thank you. Sarim
Thanks.
then.
Right. Goodbye.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Dragon. It's me, Gohan on T side. I also really like the map. Oh, well, over the two games, the first game, I really didn't like the map, especially on CT sides, because I felt like it was just really impossible to do anything on the A side, because it kind of feels like you're either forced to play like really far back so you can get a rotate, or pushed really far forward so you can get a rotate. There's not really an in between. So kind of like what Dragon said. But I think if you just kind of, I feel like after like the first game, I kind of like understood it and just like, yeah, it was fine in the end. As long as your B players don't die, if you play like 3B and 2A, I think it's fine. But the only thing I would change is on T side, it does kind of feel sometimes playing like you're playing like against an AWP's map. Like it feels like there are so many angles where an AWP can kill you. Like this one, for example, was really strong. And even on the bomb site itself, there's like quite long angles from here, like from the back of the site and stuff. And one thing that I think would help with that is this building in particular is like really tall. There's not really any way to throw like a good flash over it. I mean, I guess you can throw one like that, but it's so high that it probably won't flash them very well. So if there was maybe like this type of window, but like if it kind of like connected like into this corner, if that makes sense, I don't know.
Mm.
But just some kind of thing that would let you throw flashes through would be nice. I really like the map. This A side of the map really reminded me of Overpass A side, which I quite liked. It just needs a little bit more room to throw utility, I think. But yeah, it was a pretty cool map, and there are some cool ideas and really nice architecture as well. So good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else with quick?
I have quick
Yeah.
feedback. 'Cause
Quick-ish. Okay, Hex and Zeta. Yep. Hex.
Yeah, no, sorry. It will literally just be. I don't really have any issues because I played like the last couple of rounds only. I can give some positive things. I liked this. We got pretty funny moment. Smoke. We blasted open the nade, and I got a 2K from that. Obviously, I didn't get to see how it feels to play on T side, so did things actually change with the layout for the last version? I don't remember.
So I added this cover on B side, and there's a cover on middle, and then on A side you can now climb up on the main block that you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a good change. No, I mean I didn't really have any like I didn't experience any issues on the map end of things, so yeah, I enjoyed it. That's all I gotta say. Really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Zeta.
Okay. I'll start with B side.
Mhm.
I think I generally liked it. It's just some stuff I felt like was really awkward. I think this box is in a weird place. You can't really like play around it as much. I'd like it more like back here, especially since like from here it creates like a really thin angle that you basically want to watch this if you're up here to watch them cross. But it's
Yep.
so like thin. Like even if it was like this size doubled, it'd feel like a bit better because like that'd be like the average reaction time of like an AWP shot or like a regular shot. I feel like this jump spotting wasn't really useful, and it just kind of created awkward movement around this because you're never really gonna jump spot this because then you have to fall back down, and you're still from there. Are you gonna like fall back? It's not really as useful a thing, but it's not too bad. I think another awkward thing is like a lot of people play behind this, and this
Yep.
angle to be short is really awkward, especially because of the staggered cover here.
Mhm.
Like it creates like a weird angle where like you know what I mean, like you're peeking this, and like yeah, I don't like that. So I'd like to see that cleaned up so it doesn't get staggered. I don't know about this corner. I feel like it's too annoying from like a CT's perspective, and also not like really useful from a T. It only really serves to like as soon as people smoke it, as a CT kind of you'd be like, okay, there could be a person there from now on. You know what I mean? And you have to like be really worried about this corner, and you can't really hold pushed up after it, and it makes it so CTs kind of find it impossible to like hold this pushed up. I've never saw like a CT ever hold this pushed up unless it was like a pistol round, and then they were like, "Fuck it, let's just push and peek 2 angles," which you never want to do really. So like, I would like to see this easier for CTs to hold. I think this is fine. I like the 2 angles here if you push up, but then also like you can condense them down to one with good cover from farther back. Just I feel like this is too powerful. And yeah, the balcony, I don't like the balcony railing. I feel like even if you were gonna keep it, I'd make it way more spaced out than how thick it is, and like when you're peeking here, like you're fighting people through
Yeah.
the railings, it's just not fun. On A, I didn't like this especially. I just feel like it creates weird angles, especially when you like if you like hiding here and peeking people afterwards, it's bad. And also like this is like a huge AWP angle like already. I just don't feel like it needs a headshot angle onto both areas from back here. I think it's too much power to have an AWP angle. I think this is cool. I think I'd like it if this was more obvious, because even in a grey box, I didn't find it was obvious that this was going to be an angle. Also, like the main one you'll hold, like this corner, has like all the railings in the way of like where you'd shoot someone. So maybe later on, make it so the main angles aren't where these pipes converge. I think in mid, I'd like it if CTs were more covered in this area, because I feel like generally they had to either fall back to here or like they couldn't really push up and hold this. So it's like you have to push this every time. And then, yeah, like I'd like it if this was a bit more powerful. Like it feels a bit weird playing here. Yeah, I agree with Sarum about the window here. I feel like if I wanted to flash, I would want to like do it through here, but there isn't really a space to do it. Otherwise, no, I think everything else was pretty good. I like the layout.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome.
I can go next. I have
Yeah.
little feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I can repeat. I maybe
What
would
they-
repeat. What?
Yeah,
Hyundai.
Yeah.
G side. Okay.
Yes, yes.
I have like I before recorded video my feedback,
Yes, yes.
and I agree with my feedback before. And if you don't wanna change the map because it's kindly big changes, maybe not. But I just think it's not maybe it's anyway actual. I played this position most times, and I have some issue from here. Is this box is very near from the center? I think maybe make like moving this box and this area like maybe 128 units or something else, because terrorists can just can push this position, and if you're playing from here, you just fucked up if T's just wanna push without thinking about it. Just okay, someone die and I will we just kill here, and I think it's not good. And also playing without utilities from here is super bad, and I think maybe make something for this position for playing better without utilities, because I just every time smoke, use grenade, molotov.
Yep.
It's maybe kindly like B main does too, but not sure. Hmm. I think about. I just had something. I just forgot. Yeah, maybe that's all. I enjoy top map, but I think yeah, mm, you can change something for make
Alright.
better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers. And then we have Silvery and Robbie. Silvery, you here?
Huh? What happened?
Feedback?
Oh. Oh, feedback. Yeah. Okay. So generally, I
I would
think
go
that the
bye bye.
map is. Oh. Anyways, so generally, I actually do think that the map is obviously very like competitive. Definitely like a lot of fun. To remember, obviously, I do remember joining for like the first playtest and how much of a mess that was at first, and then also even playing in like Face It and stuff like that. Go. I feel like there is still like this kind of the same issues that I was facing when I like first, even like when I first kind of played the map, where
Yep.
like for example, B, I think Serene pointed this out. It kind of feels really messy to kind of like properly like, at least from my feeling or his feeling as well, is that it kind of felt like there was a little bit too many angles when approaching
Mhm.
like the B site, and just like okay, for example, like you peek. Let's start with like this CT main here. You peek out, and it's like one, two, like three angles that you kind of get peaked, like triple peaked
Yep.
by just from this initial like peak here. Uh, Obviously, when you do get onto like site, it is a bit better. Uh, so well, probably what I probably want to say is like probably try to like change like the approach a little bit
Mhm.
to try and make like singling angles a little bit more better, because as it kind of stands right now, you peek into an angle and it's like two different ones that you can kind of just get peeked by. Kind of feels a little bit messy in a way. At least this was an issue that I found with B. Uh, A has this like really deep corner that is quite hard to actually clear. Uh, Generally, like I found like people in like this corner, you kind of just had to like molly them, and well, it's fine and stuff like that. I think it's a little bit too deep. I'd say probably like bring this wall to like here-ish or something, so you can still like play this corner, but it's not literally you can't just like hide here or wherever, like you could
Yep.
like in the past. What other on this list? If oh yeah, like okay, here. As some when I was playing on CT, usually I'd play like either like middle or in this little connector here.
Mhm.
I found it a little bit uncomfortable playing in this kind of connector. Maybe that's just me. I felt like it was. Oh, okay, Hex. No, no. Nelson isn't even. Oh, never mind. But like, yeah. Uh, I actually forgot what I was about to say. Crap.
That's it, Silvery?
Generally, I guess I'm
Sorry, no.
struggling for feedback. Because, generally the map played pretty fine. A lot of my points are just more or less like nitpicks than anything. Uh, I think my only like complaint is definitely like rotating kind of feels a little bit too long. In the sense of like, uh, basically if you're playing on like, if you're playing, let's say this back connector, obviously, and then
Yeah.
your B players die, then rotating's fine. Or if you're playing, or if you're playing up close, again rotating is fine. But if you're playing on like let's say like the side or something, rotating is a little bit more lengthy. The same case with B as well, where just playing back or forward is generally fine for rotating, but playing on site feels a little bit like uh you kind of just it's going to take too long to like rotate. From like my experience, but other than that, like generally, I think the map is fine. Definitely like a lot of fun to play. Thanks, I guess. no, not even I guess, just like thanks. Thanks for letting me play test again.
Thank you.
All right, thanks everybody.
That's my feedback. Yep.
Nice, Mr. Waffle Man.
I'm not waffle.
You're a little waffly sometimes. Did Shady give her feedback?
No.
All right, you up next.
I think most of what I'm gonna say has been said already, so I'll keep it quick. So yeah, I would remove this railing, and I would also move that box, like Nelson said.
Yep.
This door is kind of finicky. I naded it a couple times, and then everything just kind of stayed there. Don't know how you would change that though, but you cannot shoot me, or I'm gonna fucking kick you from the PC. Who's that? I think this angle is very silly, but it can kind of. No, I don't think it's that bad, honestly. I don't know if someone said you should remove it, but I think it's fine. I think that this angle was kind of confusing. That you can peek from back here.
Yep.
I would just not have this little thingy here. What else? Obviously that B is kind of hard to rotate from because you need to either walk very long through here or get up through here and then get through like this, and then you don't really have the best spot. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's mine.
You done?
Thank you.
Thank you. Are we through, everyone? Robbie. Robbie's not
I
here.
think Robbie's AFK.
Okay, I'll give my feedback. Geno, I like the map. I love the map. It's very enjoyable to play. I think the most like crucial thing that really changed the game, for us at least, like on our side, was that there was that one round, like after we won the pistol or something. Oh no, we lost the pistol, I think, and then we ecoed one. I told our team to focus on utility the most, like smoking up this, and then setting up for bomb set defense. It's crucial, and it's also crucial in middle to understand that you can smoke this up and then play creatively around the door, push up here, push in here. Like, I don't know how A side played as a CT that much because I didn't play there most of the time. I just played to rotate, like in B. But after you understand how important utility is in the map goes from T-sided to actually very balanced. And from that, the rotations, when you know how to cover areas as CT, the rotations are not an issue at all. And if you think about overpass, players nowadays like playing casually. Overpass casually is a terrible map because people don't know how to play it at all. They don't know how to push into connector, how to take water, how to fucking pre-molly water as a CT. It's just simple shit like that, and people say that overpass is like terribly T-sided map. And it's just stuff like that, which it doesn't necessarily have to do with the map that much. It just has to do with how people understand Counter-Strike, and half of the player base is just like kids running around and like trying to kill people like this. You know. So I think the utility side of things is not even a thing that you should be that worried about anymore. And we have moved from expectation of like Dust 2 or Inferno level of obvious like utility usage to more like Ancient and Overpass style of maps, which require you to study the map before you can actually even play the map. Ancient is another good example of how skewed of a view the community of Counter-Strike has of the map. People say that Ancient sucks because like it's so T-sided or whatever. And on the other half, if you're playing against a CT team that knows how to use utility, it's like absolutely CT-sided, and you cannot push anything or anywhere, and it's just like terrible. It's the worst map. And yeah, same could be said about Overpass. But like Overpass in this map they have quite a lot of similarities, and if Overpass is anything to play from or understand the base design from about, then I'd say that this map succeeds on the level of Overpass already, which is like it's the similarities are there, and the standard like setup of things is there, and it should perform on the same level, and it does. I think the map is really fun. It has wide variety of ranges to play. There's a shotgun area, rifle area, and I think I wouldn't even go as far as to say that AWP is like the most dominant gun. It's still the rifle, AK-47, but the reason why this map feels so classical Counter-Strike to me is the design of the bomb sites. The bomb sites have these super long crossing sightlines, which promote to using utility in a very creative but standard way of just doing the classical Counter-Strike thing of smoking up the CT entrance and then taking the site, or smoking up the longest sideline and then taking the site.
Yep.
You can do the most classic Counter-Strike thing, which I think is the most like it's the one thing that really keeps the map alive, and it's a thing that players can understand very quickly. I'm trying to find anything negative to say. I'm struggling to find anything negative to say, so that's a very good thing. Most of the time I always have something negative to say, but this time around it's a joy to play. And the bomb site cover, the change that you made here, brilliant, good. The fact that you can play on top of all these. Here, okay, this is the only negative thing. Make this thing like this much lower. I don't think it's required for players to be able to get on the top of this. Like, make this thing, make it so that players can play an elevated angle around the whole thing, much like this tree planter thing.
Oh.
This
Okay.
thing, we want this so that you can have this sort of angle, a little bit lower,
Yep.
all around. Imagine, it will double the positions that you can play on the site. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. Very fun, very fun. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.